Hello, Senior Management at CC Pharmaceuticals. My name is Becky Phelps, and I am a consultant with the People Analytics team, and I'm looking forward to digging in with you today on work engagement and creating tomorrow's leaders. So you all have identified as part of your strategic plan that you want to increase work engagement, and based on that, the People Analytics team conducted a needs assessment across the organization and developed a 2-hour in-person training on job crafting, which we tested on a couple of small groups of employees. So first, we took 120 employees who were randomly assigned to one of 3 groups: the existing training, the engagement training, the job crafting training, and no training at all. Those employees completed that training during their regular work hours, and all 3 groups completed the job crafting scale 1 week after the training. And that job crafting scale had items on it focused on 3 different areas: increasing structural or social job resources, increasing challenging job demands, and decreasing hindering job demands. And so let's dig into what we found. We ran a one-way analysis of variance. The cool kids call it an ANOVA. And basically we did this in order to compare the means. And what we found was that overall job crafting behaviors was statistically significant. The ANOVA showed us that. And so we ran post hoc tests with Bonferroni correction, which penalizes us for digging for connections. But it showed us that the job crafting training was better than no training at all. And so that's what you see here in this first chart. And then it also showed us that with increasing challenging job demands, it showed us that the job crafting training was better than no training at all. Now, for the other 2 focuses on that job crafting scale, increasing structural or social job resources and decreasing hindering job demands, we did not find that it was statistically significant when we ran the ANOVA. And so we'll talk about that a little bit more in just a minute. The second thing we did was took a group of 43 employees at a different facility, and we tested them, put them through the training, and then 1 month later we tested them again to see what that looked like with their job engagement behaviors. And so what we found after we ran a paired samples t-test was that it was statistically significant, and that's this last chart here on the right. And so basically this suggests that participants did score differently before and after the 1 month time period, and Cohen's D at -0.354 showed us a medium effect size. So what does this mean? Well, I have a few recommendations for you all. First of all, increasing work engagement behaviors through job crafting training is absolutely a strong path forward, which is why my first recommendation is that we continue to move forward in launching job crafting training for the whole organization, and that we actually replace the current engagement training with job crafting training, because what the data showed us was that it's not better than no training at all, whereas job crafting training is better than no training at all. But there are a couple of areas that I'd like to focus on training and development based on that job crafting scale, and that is increasing structural and social resources and decreasing job demands. That will strengthen our job crafting training. And then I would also like to offer that we do further study, much like we did with the second evaluation, a pre-test and a post-test, but adding a control group, which will add further credence to the job crafting training being the reason that there's a difference in scores. And then my future plans would be that we institute job crafting 2, a training 2 years out as maintenance and continued support. I believe that will just further strengthen that area of your strategic plan that you've identified that work engagement needs to be a value of this company. And so providing that maintenance and continued support, I believe, is important. So I'm looking forward to continuing to create this strong path forward in this area of your strategic plan. And I thank you for your time today and encourage any questions